Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. Once again, it's Outdoors with Larry Ray, the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray. All things that you'd want to know about outdoors, you'll find out here. Whether it's camping, boating, hunting, fishing, everything that you'd want to find, you can hear about it on the Outdoors with Larry Ray show. And so now, let's go to the man with the amazing accolades, the oracle of the outdoors, the one and only Larry Ray.
Oh, I knew he'd get that oracle in there, didn't you, John? I mean,
like
you
I said,
left him for that.
That's Frank's line.
Without further ado, but the oracle. The oracle works out really good. And,
that's less owned by anyone.
Well, I don't know how we couldn't introduce this next guest any better than that. You know, I mean, we could just put his name in there. But it's always great to talk to Scott Williams, whether it's when he was his days here in Memphis at Graceland, whatever it might be. But of course, at Discovery Park of America, Scott is the president and chief executive officer. And it's on my bucket list. Once I get through this cancer journey, I'm coming. I'm spending time at Blue Bank and coming over to what I think is one of Tennessee's gems, and that's Discovery Park of America. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing better and better each and every day, and I know this has been busy times for you. As you said, I think you told us you've been talking about two kings here lately. David Crockett, as you call him, right? I mean,
that's right. That's right.
Not Davy. David Crockett. If you hadn't read Scott's book on David Crockett, I told him I've passed my book around so many times. Right now, I'm not sure where it is, but I know it's got Scott's autograph on it, so I'll get it back eventually. But so many things are going on. You were at Graceland this past week. As a lot of folks were, and then so many things happening at Discovery Park. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. I went from the king in rock and roll to the king of the wild frontier.
Yeah.
We celebrated David Crockett's 236th birthday last week.
He looked pretty good, didn't he? I mean, he looked. Yeah.
And he still reigns amongst those folks like us that like the frontier and the pioneers. And we had a full house here at Discovery Park, both inside and out. We had the band Mulberry Jam playing live performances, and we had people who flint makers, and we had Native Americans making fry bread. We kicked off the opening of a new forge that we're going to have here, the West Tennessee Reelfoot Lake Forge. Blacksmiths Association is opening up a forge. So we just had all kinds of stuff happening all over the park.
And Scott, the park's been open how long now?
You know what? Next year is our 10th birthday. Can you believe it?
Well, I know we were there with the Tennessee Outdoor Writers right before you opened, and I thought it was 10 years ago. I went back and looked at my calendar, and what an amazing 10 years for you guys. Do you think they'll ever get I-69 completed before you have your 20th anniversary? I mean,
I sure do hope so. I was actually looking out there today, and they've got trucks.
They do have trucks.
Back and forth. People are working.
Okay, that's what we want, but so many things. Talk about the 10-year evolution of the park.
Yeah, when Robert Kirkland first came up with the idea for Discovery Park, and he pitched it out there to people, a lot of people thought he was joking because he was a jokester. He once wrote an article in the local paper about how he was going to move Reelfoot Lake closer to Union City so they could take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people thought he was joking when he said he was going to build a center for education in the middle of Union City right here in northwest Tennessee, and people said nobody's going to come visit Discovery. There's only 10,000 people living in Union City. Nobody's going to come to that. But he proved them wrong, and we've had millions of people have visited Discovery Park. There have been 2 or 3 temporary exhibits every year. The mission is to inspire children and adults to see beyond, and we've been around long enough now that we can actually look at letters from young people who visited Discovery Park when they were in high school, and it impacted their whole direction of their lives. We have letters from adults who visit and decide to take on new hobbies or begin reading about things they didn't know about before. So it truly is making a difference in the lives of the people throughout this region.
And you guys really stay busy with different things. I'm amazed at what you've got going on in September, and I know you're probably already looking at next year. Talk about how to book these events and what you look at, because I know you're gonna honor here 9/11, the Memorial Stair Climb on September the 10th. September the 9th, you've got a thing going with Annie Mosher and Byron Hill and songwriter Philip Coleman. So talk about the ever-changing, because you're constantly, if somebody's coming there, you're booking now well in advance, I'm expecting.
Sure. It goes both ways. We have already posted our 2023 calendar of events.
Have you really?
So we post everything a year and sometimes a year or 2 year and a half out. And what we're trying to do is we feel like we've got a big responsibility with this big, $100 million museum and heritage park. We need to use it for the reasons it was intended. So the whole leadership team, we really work closely together on, what kind of events do change lives. And so whether it's music or theater or big programs that focus on history, we try to make sure that everything we do gives us a good return on investment of making an impact. And of course, we try to make them big. We want to do lots of big things. So, but then we keep the door open for opportunities. We had you're talking about September. We had a organization called the Freedom Forum out of D.C. contacted me and said, "Hey, we want to have a First Amendment festival. We want to celebrate the First Amendment." So they're doing that on September 24th. They're providing free admission for everybody to come to a concert with the Gatlin Brothers.
Amazing.
And a program with Brett Baer talking about freedom of the press. And then they're going to have all kinds of tents set up and First Amendment related activities. So, we didn't expect to have that a year ago, but when they called, we got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Well, I think the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb it blows my mind. So,
and it's honestly, that's one of my favorite events that we have every year. To see those guys in full outfit. Of course, people from our generation, we remember where we were on 9/11 and when that happened. But a lot of young folks, they'll come and they'll see these guys running up and down the stairs, and it makes it real for them as well. But and the firefighters and first responders who participate in that event, man, a lot of them are emotional, and it's just a powerful event that we get to provide for this region.
And when they're doing this, it's that's on September the 10th, Saturday, September the 10th, and it's the equivalent of the staircase 10 times in full gear, the equivalent of the 110 stories of the World Trade Center. And it's pretty impressive for that. And I know I looked on there, and you come up with this the Abraham Lincoln, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. You're actually going to put on a play on that with and that's pretty cool.
And that's another really important kind of program that we do. That's part of Historic Theater Academy. And young people, when you live in a rural community, or even when you don't, oftentimes the young people that get the biggest opportunities are the ones that our superstars on Friday Night Lights, the football players and the cheerleaders and the athletes. Well, this is an opportunity for folks who maybe that's not their thing, but young people will come together and they will write the play, they design the sets, they perform, they act, they advertise it. They're in charge of this whole thing. We just kind of help guide it, and so that's really always a really strong event that we have here.
Well, you got so many, and folks, if you have not been to Discovery Park of America, it's an amazing facility. How many acres y'all cover there, Scott?
It's 50 acres.
50 acres right off I-69 in Union City, and I know that Mr. Kirkland, when he was this dream, I can remember that was 10 years ago when I was walking around there, and it was really just a dream. Some things, here's what we're going to have over here. Here's what we're going to have over here, and it's so educational, right, Scott? I mean,
absolutely, but as Robert Kirkland said, in a fun way. He wanted it to be education, but he wanted it to be fun, and interactive. So he wanted people to be able to touch things. He didn't even like the word museum because he thought that sounded like you're supposed to stay away from the things in the walls. He wanted you to be able to touch, and that's why today we have "Please walk on our grass" signs.
Yes,
we don't keep people away from anything here. You can come here and just have a ball. Tear up the whole place if you want to.
Did you hear that? Please walk on our grass signs. I mean, where are you going? That's like hush y'all at the golf tournament here. I mean, if nothing can be that. Scott Williams, thank you, buddy, for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Always good to talk to you. Look forward to seeing you in person. Not too long, I hope, Scott. Okay.
Hey, you have a VIP invitation.
I can't wait. Thank you, man. Have a great
You're
weekend.
Welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Like I said, y'all, it's a wonderful facility right off I-69, and we hope someday that I-69 will be completed. I mean, it's been dreamed out. It's getting there. It'll get you to the casinos. Now, if it can just get you all the way to Discovery Park of America, it will be great. And I don't know who won the competition here for introduction of the day. But
I'm gonna give it to Frank. I mean,
you are humble. You are a humble person here.
Well, he's got me beat on the voice, man. I mean,
no. Your voice is, you're fine. You fit the image we got here. Okay, Frank's a little,
Thanks,
he's got a little. Well, that's what But,
man. Like,
you should have heard his voice when he first came on, though. I mean, he's gotten better over the years.
Funny story and true. I'm at the Master National. I do the sound truck in my flight from Master National. Been doing it for 20 years.
Yes.
And somebody came up, one of the women in the gallery came up to me during the event and said, you have a really nice voice. You need to think about doing radio.
Oh, right. Have they ever said that to you?
Yeah.
Well, they got me doing podcasts now.
There you go. See,
at DU. So yeah.
All right, let's take a break after this battle of the oracles here. And we'll be back in due time on Outdoors with Larry Ray.